Today I'm going to show you how to make a stamp using the Teresa Collins Stampmaker and our new exposure times. I'm going to use a negative that I've taken from our January free downloads that can be found on our Facebook page and teresacollinsstampmaker.com. So I'm going to use the larger negative. So I'll put that in my clamp, and obviously we want to keep our image packs in the bag until we're ready to use them because they're light sensitive. I'm going to put that on my negative. If I was using the smaller pack, I'll just show you that quickly. The smaller pack, then I would use the mask as well to stop any light reflection around the edge. So, put the top of my clamp on and I'm going to press down. Okay. Just check. Alright. Now I'm going to put this under the light with the image pack on top for 6 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to keep hold of it. I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it out and I'm going to flip it over. So now the negative is on top and I'm going to leave it for 100 seconds, which is 1 minute 40. I had the light on for about 2 minutes before I started to warm my bulbs up. If I don't do that, those first 6 seconds won't really do anything. It's like an oven when you put food into a cold oven for the first couple of minutes, it won't do too much. So make sure you warm the bulbs up. So the 6 seconds make a nice base for my stamp, and when we turn it over for the 1 minute 40, we're making the image, okay? On that second time, the negative is on top, face down, so the light can only go through the clear part of the negative. The black stops the light. That's why it's important that your negative is black, so that it stops the light. So the light's going through this clear part to make our image below. After the 100 seconds, we will take the clamp out, we'll cut open the pack and wash the image pack. In fact, I'm going to put my gloves on now, ready for that. You don't have to wear gloves, but it is a little bit sticky, so just keep your hands clean, and if you are sensitive to detergent or anything like that, then it will help you. Okay, so turn that off for a moment. I'm going to open the clamp, my negative. So now we have the stamp inside the pack, and you want to wash out fairly quickly because that will continue hardening. You would normally do this at the sink. Just cut open the pack over the trash can. I'm just cutting around the edge inside the seal. And I'm going to peel off the top sheet. Only one side comes off, don't try and peel both sides. Okay? And you can see that there's liquid polymer around my stamp. So I'm going to get some dish soap, be quite generous, and take my brush and warm water. It's always easier to wash with warm water, and I'm just going to brush away all that liquid. Okay, I want to make sure it is clean, because if I leave any polymer, any gel, especially with an alphabet stamp or a word stamp, text stamp, if there's any left in the letters, in the O or the A or the P, for example, then when we put the stamp back under the light, that can harden, and then we won't have good definition on our letters. So it is quite, you know, quite sturdy. So don't be afraid to give it a good clean. It's not fragile. So there's not too much liquid on this one because I've got quite a lot of text. It's always good to try and maximise the use of your polymer pack. So I'm just gonna, if I was at the sink now, I would just put that under some clear water, just rinse it, rinse off the soap. And then I'm going to put that in my tray, which has about ½ an inch of water, and that's going to go back under the lights for 2 minutes. For this one I'm using the timer on the unit. I'm just pushing it to the back, which is set for 2 minutes, and I press the light. And what this is doing is hardening our stamp, and you'll notice that the colour will go paler. You lose a bit of that pink colour, but then that will come back later. So if you don't do this hardening stage, your stamp won't be hard, and it will be sticky. Okay. We also need to, if it comes out sticky at the end of the 2 minutes, then just pop it back in for another minute or 2 minutes. That's absolutely fine. The time at this stage is much less critical than the 6 seconds and 100 seconds for the exposure, which is very important. So we'll put that away, and while that is hardening, we'll take our acrylic block. And in your kit you had some cling film. I've taken a piece out already, and I'm going to put that on my block. It just clings, you don't need any other tape. It's a little bit bigger than the block, but that's not a problem. And I'll get some tissue ready to dry my stamp. The great thing about these stamps is that you can use them as soon as you've made them, you know, when they're dry. Just dry them off. And I have some ink. They're polymer stamps, so you can use different inks. We do recommend water-based inks, pigment inks, to give your stamp the best shelf life, but you can use solvent-based inks. Just be aware that solvent does degrade polymer stamps. That goes the same for the clear stamps that you buy in stores. In particular with the cleaner for solvent inks, just don't use too much, just use the minimum amount. Okay. So that's our 2 minutes over, and you can see, as I said, that we've lost a bit of that pink colour, but that will come back later. So I'm just going to dry that off. We have a lovely stamp. I'll show you both sides so you can see the lovely etch on that. And we'll just put that onto our, in fact I'm going to trim it a little. Onto our block. So we'll just ink up our stamp. And stamp it out. There we go. Beautiful stamp.